evening. Welcome here for a game of Dota 2. Not a full night of Dota 2, we just have ourselves that one game. It is going to be a game for the excellent Moscow Cup. We're in the round robin group stages still. We have got important game for one team and not so important game for another team. So the first team for which is not so important is DT168, Dream Team 168. And they have not been doing all too great here in the group stages. They are so far 7 games out of 10 played with only 1 win, so they're not going to make it to Moscow. Top 4 makes it to Moscow for the LAN finals, so yes, it is worth fighting for. $25,000 up for grabs in those LAN finals, by the way, and a team that definitely wants to go there, Empire. And now you would say, like, okay, maybe, you know what, Empire is normally a team that would easily make it to those LAN finals, but they've already lost 2 games and they cannot afford to lose more. So we're gonna see Empire versus Dream Team 168. 1 game, best of 1, and I feel like Empire kind of needs to win. We're gonna see if they can. They already selected a hero that it might be possible with. Of course, I'm not by myself. I'm once again joined by G-Advance. G-Advance, Lycan, first pick.
Yeah, Lycan first pick. It's not banned out by Dream Team. I think part of that is the fact that it was nerfed a little bit. Its ultimate was nerfed a little bit, of course, very recently. As well as that, one of the strategies that we've seen coming out to deal with Lycan in the drafting phase is just go, oh, they're on Radiant side, we just never ban it, because it doesn't matter as much then, because it's so much easier to do Roche if you're on the Dire side, because Roche is in the Dire half of the map. It's a lot easier to access to. You have a slightly easier jungle rotations as well. It's just better on the Radiant side overall. Obviously, Radiant and Dire are pretty much even, but that is one of those things. Specific heroes do just works better on specific sides. Like Shadow Fiend is better on Radiant because he can farm up the mid camps a little bit easier.
Yeah, same for Naga Siren mid. I mean, there's a lot of Dire, Radiant, gimmicky things that diverse the two sides.
They're all small things though.
Yeah.
Then none of them are like game breaking.
Apart from Lycan.
Yeah,
for Lycan, it's not that small.
Lycan.
I can't really do an easy Roche. We're gonna see a Centaur as well. Centaur is also considered one of the. If you are gonna run up against a Lycan, pick yourself up a Centaur as well, because that solid disable, and the fact that Centaur is just a very tanky hero. So even if he goes toe to toe with Lycan, he can actually hold his own. I really like it. I'm hoping for Dream Team 168 to also pick up an Enchantress with their support duo, because I just really like Enchantress against Lycan. There's 2 reasons for that, because first of all, you can steal a wolf, which is really handy because they get invisible and you can scout and your enemy team is not going to suspect it. Second, if you try to run away from an Enchantress, which of course you can do, you're super fast, and that slow is not going to slow you down if you're a wolf. But if you run real fast and there's an impetus flying when you're running really fast, then that could be your undoing, especially with the amount of health he lost. So that is something that is pretty strong against him.
Yeah, that's definitely actually true. Something as well is that Lycan's attack speed is not particularly impressive. So sometimes if you try to go on Enchantress, you'll find that those swings take a long time to get through.
Yep.
It's also a kind of good hero. The one problem is that you don't have any inbuilt disables on your hero. So if you don't have the right creeps at the right time, there's nothing you can do to actually stop that Lycan running away. And whilst one of those impetus throws will be nice, the damage does cap out eventually. And as well as that, you know, if you only get 1 or 2 impetus on him, Lycan is not a squishy hero by any stretch. Yes, he's lost a lot of HP in his ultimate form in the last patch, but he's still a naturally quite strength-based hero. He buys a lot of strength items, necro books, BKBs, almost always treads as well. So he's going to be hard to cut through like that. Either way, I like this draft from Dream Team. We're seeing it more and more. The Shadow Fiend coming back, the Shadow Demon, coming back into the meta. Because not only is he good for setup, he allows heroes like Centaur to do ridiculous damage with the Soul Catcher on them as well. If Centaur combos them, you're basically doing well over 900 damage there. And as well as that, he's also kind of useful late game, because particularly if the enemy carry is way stronger than yours, you can just go, okay, we're just going to disrupt the enemy carry every fight. We get ourselves 2 illusions who are stronger than any of our individual heroes. Or, you know, we've seen it before as well, is say you have some like a hero like a Luna or something to try and break the base, maybe even just a Sven or something. It doesn't really matter. You wait outside the base, you disrupt, you send the illusions up, and you sit outside the base and you can siege very well as well. So Shadow Demon offers them a lot here. It looks kind of like it might be dual lanes for the moment, but both teams are actually taking a fair amount of time to draft here, actually.
Yeah. I was already surprised that Empire used some time in the bonus time at the start without, like, they had first ban. And they used some bonus time to think about which one to ban, and they ended up going for Ember. But it is surprising, of course. It's still pretty fresh, the patch. So it's a good time also to maybe try out new things.
Maybe, this is probably, I think more than anything, if I was Dream Team right now, I'd probably try out more things. Because at this point, they don't have much of a chance of getting to the LAN finals. And there's one of those new things. It's Sven coming back into the meta. Welcome to stack every camp, get all the farm, kill everybody. This hero can hit crazy hard if he needs to, but he does require some serious farm.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, previous patch, he actually not the recent one, but the one before that, he already got buffed. His Warcry got a bit stronger, and now also
he also got base armor as well. So literally invincible hero.
And now with his increased base damage, that's like he's just been buffed a little bit every patch, and hopefully now for him, this is not just a gimmicky play for Dream Team, and they know what they're doing, but we'll see. So far, it looks kind of gimmicky. Vengeful Spirit picked up for Empire, though. Support, I really like positioning such a strong tool here, and it's great against a Sven as well, because you want Sven to be... Like, Sven, if he wants to attack people, he has to stand next to them. It's very simple, it's very logical. But Vengeful Spirit is one that can totally mess up the positioning for Sven, which is so important for that hero. Same thing goes for Darkseer. The vacuum can really just mess Sven up if you can't reach his
definitely
target.
True. Yeah, the thing about Sven is basically he's a hammer. There's no real finesse with using a Sven. He runs up, he hits everybody on your team, and if he's hitting hard enough at the time, he's going to kill them all. The big thing is, like he said, if you put him in the wrong position, as well as that, this is probably one of the changes which I think is hugest. If you reduce his damage, he can potentially find himself, oh, interesting actually. I think this is going to be Dream Team. It could be a support Sven. Support Sven is still viable. And considering that most of his buffs are based around his base stats, he's a lot better in the lane as a support. But I was going to say that Sven's very much reliant on the amount of damage that he has. And a huge change that I think not a huge amount of people have noticed is the change to Vengeance Aura. If you kill Venge now, which often happens because you have to initiate almost suicidally with Nether Swap, you lower the enemy team's damage, and it's not by a small amount as well. Vengeance Aura is up to 36% if you max it out, so that's something I'm interested in seeing, because you could see these teams, you know, you could see perhaps a good initiation from the Venge, she dies, but so does one hero on the side of Dream Team, and suddenly Dream Team start doing way less damage than you'd think, and you won't exactly notice why immediately, but it'll become clear that it might be the Vengeance Aura. So I think this is an interesting pick from the side of Empire here.
Definitely. I like the puck pick for them most of all at this point. If you are dealing with heroes at low range / melee, that Dream Coil can just do so much damage there. I'm thinking Sven support. I wouldn't put it past Dream Team to actually go a bit greedy, put the Centaur on the off lane, Luna mid. They've done that before. Luna Shadow Demon mid actually works out, and then Sven with something else on the top lane. They could definitely go for that. I'm curious to see what Empire bans out, because that will give a lot away. Are they gonna ban out a mid hero that would be okay against the puck, or are they gonna ban out something else that is support, for example, that can run together with a Sven, like a Lich, actually. I wouldn't mind seeing a Lich, but then you have got another greedy support. Nah, not a Lich. They ban out a Sand King, though, which is a bit of a support hero. So everything up in the air, I feel, for now, for Dream Team. They have a lot of options going for them, while Empire is a bit more static. I mean, Puck mid, Darkseer off lane, Lycan on the lane, on the safe lane, and then Vengeful Spirit supporting with anything else. I mean, support for Dream Team, they ban out Leshrac, which we've seen picked up a bit more recently. But I wouldn't be surprised to see an Enchantress on the side of Empire. I mean, you've got yourself a heavy roaming combination. If you got yourself a Vengeful Spirit, as well as an Enchantress, that's like level 1 aggression straight off the bat.
Yeah, definitely very strong, and it looks to me like Dream Team, they picked up the Shadow Shaman last, so I would assume this is going to be dual lanes. Depends who's going to be on the mid lane. So probably the best option for them is the Shadow Demon and the Luna together. This means that they have the Sven and the Shadow Shaman on the safe lane. That's kind of weak. It's not that strong, and it might suffer a little bit versus the Darkseer, because Sven is a melee hero, and famously melee heroes versus Darkseer, they just don't enjoy their time at all. Carries on the safe lane versus Darkseer, always it's an annoying hero to go up with, but melee strength heroes, they find it the worst of any, because there's not much they can do in the way of spells. They kind of just have to stand there and take it, and it burns you. It really does hurt. So yeah, last pick from Empire though, still picking up the V-Bird. He's getting nerfed every single patch these days, but the hero is so good, and the hero has such a high skill cap, that he's particularly useful in professional games. Despite whatever his win rate is, he'll always be a viable hero, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, those birds are just too good otherwise, so... Yeah, strong hero, and I mean, it's just a Grave Chill nerf, and if you're not planning on being all that aggressive, yeah, again, then it is definitely something that you can work around, for sure. Let's take a look at who is playing what. Of course, again, you're watching a best of 1, round-robin group stages, excellent Moscow Cup, and the top 4 goes to Moscow, and DT168 has no chance to go to Moscow, because they have only 7 games played, 6 games lost, so that's not really looking all too hot. Well, Empire still has a chance. They've got quite a few games to be played, but they've already lost 2, and they can't really afford to lose more. Empire will be on the Radiant side for this game. We've got Vanscore on his Vengeful Spirit. Sorry for the sound. Vanscore on the Vengeful Spirit. Always want to fly. Playing the Visage. And they're all both supporting Silent, who will be playing the Lycan for this game. Wait a second. Nah, this is not going to happen just yet. Nice ward already being placed, though. Something to watch out for. This is a funny ward. Clockwork Watcher. I haven't seen that one yet. Mag playing his Darkseer, and then on the mid lane it's of course Resolution on the puck. And we're going to follow bottom lane for a little while, because this looks like it's the first blood attempt. I'm not sure if they can do it.
Yeah, it's going to be a first blood attempt at some point. They're going to wait for the creeps, though. I think that's the
they're going to wait for
basics
Afterlife to be there. They're going to pretend that he's by himself.
Yeah, he's gonna block off the creep wave. That'll pull it back, and that'll mean that this ambush is gonna be completely perfect. And they have great setup and initiation here. This is gonna be a support Sven, so it is an aggressive tri-lane. It's PGG on that. DT168 from DT168 is on the Shadow Demon. I'll have to check who that is in a moment, but it is gonna be Afterlife. Oh, they did find... Did they? Yeah, they found them.
Yep, Shadow Demon's gonna be here, disrupting himself for the moment, but... Looks like we're still gonna have a first blood on our hand, or is it? Maybe it's Silent, actually. He's in trouble. First blood still goes away with the Visage, but Lycan dies as well. Can they get a return kill? Doesn't look like it. PGG getting stunned up for the second time, and he will go down. That's gonna be 2 kills, a double kill for Always Wanna Fly. And how did they find out? Was it the...
I think this must be something where they've played against DT before and they've done this, because there's otherwise no real way that they would have noticed that. They snuck in there immediately. It is a spot that teams have gone to before. It is kind of a cheeky little strategy. Maybe, Mag didn't see anybody up on the top lane, so they could have assumed from there, but it looks like DT, after that, they're immediately switching to running defensive tri-lane, because at that stage, they've already lost the lane pretty badly. Silence got himself a level. The supports are all level 2. They don't want to contest that lane anymore. And the fact is that Afterlife, he is on an off-lane hero here, the Centaur Warrunner, so it's okay to just leave him on his own if your tri-lane fails. So it's okay for them in the end. Either way, still didn't go through the rest of DT. It is ZXC. He's going to be on the middle lane. And last but not least, the carry of the team, it's going to be Nubic. He's up on the Luna, up on the top lane.
Yeah, some harassment coming out on Mag, but he should be okay. He's still got a Surge as well. That was what the Shadow Demon was waiting for. If the Surge was blown, and he would have disrupted, and they would have had a kill, but not gonna happen for the moment.
Yeah, and this Shadow Demon and Sven, now a lot of pressure is going to be on them, because they failed to get the first blood. They're not going to get the level 1 pull off either, so they're just going to have to pull like crazy up here. This makes life hard for Nubic, but at the very least he is a ranged hero, so he'll suffer just a little bit less, but he's very short range. His animation at level 1 takes a long time, especially with that slight agility nerf as well. So it's not exactly a perfect situation for him, but his supports are going to need a lot more from this, because that failed level 1 gank attempt has costed them pretty badly here. Empire are pretty far ahead already, but that said, Afterlife being gone on here, but it looks like to just harass.
Or not.
No, they
Soul
do
Assumption, still as strong as ever. Level 2.
Yeah.
That's
damage-wise,
killing spree for
Visage always hurts.
Yes. Especially this early on. It's just so much nuke damage coming out. I do like the Shadow Shaman mid, though, I have to say that. I mean, he is 10 for 2 at the moment, with 10 for 7 on the puck. It's not a lane that I would expect him to win. I'm actually expecting him to lose the lane, but he's getting levels. And this is something where those two supports come into play again, because a Shadow Shaman is one of those heroes that once he's level 6, he can make so much happen. He can push down towers with his wards. He can, like, then he's done. He's here to get level 6 fast and then make things happen, unless he has, like, brilliant farm. But he does need some backup, and I am actually worried that at that point Shadow Demon and Sven will not be able to offer him that, because they will just be too low level and too low on the farm. Maybe not even have boots yet. But at this point, only just did Shadow Demon reach level 2. It's troublesome for the Shadow Shaman that Shadow Demon and Sven are not doing so well.
Yeah, and the real problem as well is that if you look at the lanes that they can go to now, they can go to the bottom lane, maybe try for a gank there, but that's a try-on-try situation. They've already screwed that up. So going up against those supports who are now well far ahead of them. I mean, Vanscore is level 4 already, and we're not 4 minutes into the game. He actually outlevels his carry, both the supports do. And those supports, I mean, generally they do more than the carries do at this stage of the game, so it means a lot more. They can't rotate to the mid lane because Puck is virtually ungankable to those two, without ZXC initiating with a Hex beforehand, which is difficult because it's short range and resolution. He'll kind of know the situation that he's in, if the supports are missing from the map, if there's good communication. The only one they can really try to kill and guaranteed get the kill on is Mag, and he's not an easy kill either. He's relatively tanky, he's got a good amount of armor, so yeah, for the moment, the problem is the supports just don't really have anything to do other than pull, and we've seen it time and time again. The modern meta just does not do that very much. Teams need to be more active, they need to be more mobile on the map, particularly supports cannot just be, you know, they can't just be ward carriers with boots at 40 minutes into the games. They need to get a significant amount of items, and right now, they're not going to be able to get that. And again, bottom lane here, they're just sitting on top of this tower. There's nothing Afterlife can do. He's just sitting in XP range, and he's not even getting a huge amount of that.
No, he's only level 3, still almost 4, but even with level 6, actually...
Oh, he might be dead here.
Yeah, that comes a stun, and that should be another soul assumption to come out. It's not enough to take him down, actually, though.
Yeah, Lycan didn't manage to go even
that's already
that's
a killing spree gold for ZXC. He's gonna get another kill right here. Double kill for him. Good rotation. That haste turn really paying off. Lycan, of course, able to get away. He was fast enough. But good rotation of ZXC. It does mean he uses his first ward patch defensively, or at least, you know, he got a kill off it. This is nice, but not to take down a tower. But they even
it's not going to take down a tower right now, though. The only other place he could go and do that is maybe up on the top lane. Darkseer not bad for the defending towers, so I think that's well worth it for him to do that. He gets a ton of extra gold for it, gets his arcane boots up as well. Might even pick up a wand or something right now, or he's just going to get some TP scrolls. And every time your wards are down as Shadow Shaman, you kind of have to play a little bit passively, a little bit farm orientated, but once they're back up again, he can go aggressively on somebody. He can kill a lot of people easily, but resolution...
Yep, not alone. He is being supported by Vanscore and almost want to fly. In comes the stun, a soul assumption, boom, you're dead. That's going to be 4 for 3. All 4 kills are on the back of the Visage, by the way, who gets himself another kill with the soul assumption flying out to the Shadow Demon. And actually,
come in.
Why does PGG come in? He will get dropped as well. This is a triple kill. And he died when he was on the killing spree. Centaur, why do you come in after your team is already dead? Thank you. He's back on being on a killing spree. That's how fast that goes. Everybody just came in one by one. That was a typical... just coming, like, really just coming in one by one to die kind of thing.
Yeah, that really was. The coordination was just that little bit off now. The mid tower's going to go down for that. That Lycan Howl boosting up everybody's damage does a significant amount there. And the big thing is that Puck, already a very good solo kill hero versus Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman, slow, easy to kill, doesn't have much in the way of defensive abilities, in fact basically has nothing, and resolution with a bit of support there. They take out ZXC, and DT just seemed kind of indecisive. It's like ZXC just screamed, "Oh god, can you help me?" And people just ran in one at a time to try and help him, and in the end, nobody was able to do anything about it but give away gold, and that hurts them pretty significantly. The only nice thing that's right now going great for them is that Nubik, he is keeping up on farm with the Empire's silence. So, well, Icon, arguably not as great of a carry hero right now. Luna, I mean, she got a very minor nerf in the last patch, just 3 agility gone, I believe, from her base agility, but that doesn't seem to be hurting her here. It's going to be all about Nubik for me, because definitely, if he gets the opportunity, he gets it right, he can make up for his team's problems, but the real thing is that Empire supports have been doing an absolute ton already. They got themselves a couple kills on the bottom lane, they rotate mid, they help take out the towers in both areas. Those supports were able to do a lot, and Empire and DT supports they just feel powerless at this point. They have a great combo, but they have nowhere to go and use it.
Yeah, and Resolution and Vanscore already coming here on the top lane as well. They want to help shut down the Luna, who is indeed the last remaining hope at this point for DT. They've got no swap yet. They do have the Dream Coil though. But, oh, they're going to be up against 3. In comes the Surge, looking for a stun. Dream Coil on 2, 1 dead, 2 dead. Looks like Luna for the moment is making it out alive. The Dream Coil on cooldown.
She's very
Vanscore,
fast, but
though,
they're chasing her.
Yeah, they're not chasing her fast enough. Or are they? Vanscore getting Surge, but no. His team is not even backing him up either, so they'll just settle for the tower, which, by the way, is a pretty big deal as well. Bottom tier 1 will go down as well. Never mind, one wolf denies that tier 1 bottom.
Oh my god, what
That's
a play
huge.
from Silent there. That's incredibly hard to do. Those wolves,
Nubik,
they do a fair amount of damage, but not to towers.
Eclipse coming out. Always when a fly will live, though. And Nubik just blew his Eclipse to get away. Defensively done. Darkseer still getting the tower in the end, as we've got PGG trying to deny it. He's actually gonna walk right into Vanscore's magic missile, and he'll go down. Soul Assumption this time not on point. At least a little bit too slow to actually try and take the kill. Meaning that Visage now has 2 assists. And that's actually also
right
a Blink
now,
Dagger for Puck.
The thing that seems to be hurting DT the most, obviously that tower denied. That hurts them significantly, but it's, you know, it's a small thing. They still get the tower down in the end. They do use their wards for it, but it's, you know, it's whatever. It happens. That's not something you can really deal with, but the real problem is their supports are not as coordinated as the side of Empires, and Resolution coming in here, but Shadow Demon does manage to save him. I still need to check the name of who that is, by the way.
Yeah, Vanscore. So he's still not having that swap up. Just needs one quick. But look at how aggressive they are. I mean, they've taken control over the dire jungle at this point from what it looks like. They have a ward up there as well. PGG is still level 4. And it's the Shadow Demon that's still level 4 as well. And we look towards the supports of Empire. Vanscore just reaches level 6, so that's good for him. And then you've got Visage, who is basically the killing machine. And he is level 7. It's a pretty big difference if you consider DT to be the one to be supposedly maybe a bit more active early on. They really needed that first blood. Wait a second, Nubik in trouble. Nubik actually picked up already. One more hit. Vanscore will get a solo kill for that one. PGG coming in for him though, and Vanscore, he's gonna get Surge, running away. Mag saves his life. Mag himself is out of the clear as well, into the clear. Centaur goes down bottom lane, where we're following the Shadow Demon, who is bound to die as well. He's got a disruption. He can actually dodge the Soul Assumption, but it's delay of execution at this point. That's gonna be Ownage called, and Empire getting themselves another kill. Bottom tower is getting pushed down by Silent. Top tower pushed down by the rest of the team as the Dream Coil came out for Resolution. PGG just teleports out though, but at this point DT stuck in base.
Yeah, and the real problem is, like I said, that first blood attempt went very badly for them. Their supports don't have anything to do. The nice thing for them though is Shadow Shaman, he is close to his Blink Dagger soon, so he will be able to initiate for his team. If he gets a perfect Mass Serpent wards down, of course they do splash damage as well. And if Empire, they've been fairly grouped up in these fights. You know, they're running around pretty much as 4 or 5. Silent is going to try and do Roche now. It might take a bit of time though, and it looks like they kind of know he's here. They do have the Stampede off cooldown. Silent could be caught out here, but can they actually kill him? Is the real question.
And there's an Eclipse too, but there would be wolves of course as well. And they'll take a bit of the punch, and actually it's Luna that dies. Silent lives for the moment. Afterlife is chasing him down. Maybe a Double Edge could kill him. Afterlife getting the war cry. Double Edge doesn't get the vision. Silent trying to dodge it, trying to juke it. Hey, he's gonna get stunned still though. Is there enough damage? The mechanism comes out from Mag, saving the life. Centaur is the one to die. Now PGG drops as well. Triple kill for Resolution. And no dead wolf on the block here for Empire. Silent will be left to take the Roshan in peace and quiet.
Yeah, and the team coordination from Empire is just that step above. We already know Empire, they're one of the best teams in the world right now. They're even just giving the Aegis to somebody else. It's going to be the Darkseer picking up in the end. And that's because Silent, he's just picked up an Armlet. So at this stage, He's going to have a ridiculous amount of HP, a ton of armor as well. He's going to hit crazy hard at this point. And DT, they need a virtually perfect team fight to even contest Empire right now, because it's even if they get a perfect team fight, they might not, convincingly win it. It's not like they have enough damage to just destroy Empire, and they don't have much up either. Centaur Warrunner's used his ult. They don't even have the ult up on the Shadow Demon yet. It's 13 minutes in, but it feels like a rout almost here for the side of Empire. They're just crushing them.
Yeah. Tier 2 tower. There's only one more tier 2 tower up. I do like this ward, by the way. I've not seen that before. But it seems to fit Empire, as in Empire, the name. It's kind of funny. They're not going to go high ground yet, or are they? Yeah, they are. I was going to say, I was expecting them to. Normally you'd see them go still for the tier 2, but at this point they're in such a dominating position that they might as well just try and walk up high ground a little bit, hope that DT makes a mistake, like for example having Nubik close by, walking past that observer ward that's still standing there from Empire, and now without a Luna. What are they going to do to fight back? They've got the Stampede up, they've got a Blink Dagger on the Shadow Shaman, and his wards as well, but he is still only
not
got
level
2
wards
wards
though. Yeah. They've been really struggling for just cash and XP as well on pretty much everybody on the side of DT, because right now anybody who tries to go to a lane will just die, because the initiation range from the Puck, from the Vengeful Spirit is so high, and none of them have any survivability, and it looks like they're just giving up racks here. They need everybody they can, and they don't have Eclipse up yet.
Basically, they know they've got one chance. One big team fight is what
and
they
that'll
need
only
to win.
bring them back into the game.
Yes.
That won't even just win the game
No,
It'll give them a chance.
Nubik actually, disruption, nicely done. There is a swap up for Vengeful Spirit, so she's maybe gonna look for it. If there's someone out of position from DT, Vansker will know where to find it, but for now, everybody of Empire moves back. They got what they came for. I mean, they got the racks. They're not gonna overextend. They're a mature enough team to know when it's time to back up, and they're just gonna try to go for the different lane. Maybe for PGG. He is in trouble right now. Work rise up, jumping forward, resolution. No. He's gonna let the Sven live. Never mind. They're not gonna let him live.
PGG. What are you doing, buddy?
He could have ran.
He could have either ran or just TP'd faster, and it looks like maybe he just panicked and couldn't quite make the decision fast enough, so that's another death for him here. 0-6-1, just nobody on the side of DT is really having any impact right now. The one on the team is 1-3-2 is the Centaur, so he's the one who's actually been involved in everything, and yeah, Nubik almost going down to Visage Birds at this stage, and always want to fly. He does have an Aghanim Scepter already up. It's 15 minutes in. That's crazy.
There's a support Visage that is, pretty scary.
Oh, and DT are all under the sight of the ward right now.
Yeah, disrupting himself. ZXT will be getting picked off before Shadow Demon does, but it was just delay of execution there, as we have Afterlife stunning up Silent, trying to get into the teleport, makes it out alive, but the GG's called. They don't want to do this. 15.5 minutes. Only one game today, and this is the game we get. It's domination from Empire. That is what this is.
Yeah, Empire replacing their stake on this tournament. They really want to try and get into this LAN finals, because not getting to the LAN finals of the excellent Moscow Cup after you just got to pretty much every other finals is... You're going to be embarrassed about that, almost. So, yeah, good play from them. It just looked like DT, they were okay for the first few minutes. They did give up that first blood, but they had the ability to just go, okay, we're a little bit behind, we can play from that. But Empire, they knew exactly what to do. They wanted to break DT. They rotated their supports a lot. They just moved everybody around. They took all the towers. They just destroyed them, basically, by just getting everybody moving as fast as possible. And some people on their team didn't even get kills because there was so few available. It's only 15 minutes in, but 20 kills for their team. They walk all over them there. Resolution gets 10 of them. Yep,
10-0-3. It's a tough game. I mean, obviously we knew from the get-go that Empire would be the favorite in this one. So in that regard, the outcome is the expected one. However, I mean, I don't even think I would like their lineup. I'm not sure if I totally would like that regardless, even if it would be even skilled people playing it.
I think it was an interesting and viable lineup. I don't know about it though, but yeah, I think both teams were just kind of a bit. Certainly, their lineups were a little bit stale. In the Shadow Demon Sven combo was kind of nice, but it's also very gimmicky in that it's a straight 1-2 punch, that you just use on one hero every single time. So, yeah, overall though, it just seemed like DT, once they lost control of that game, it was almost like their heart wasn't fully in it at that point, because, you know, once you start losing just a little bit,
Yeah.
especially versus a team like Empire, who will just trample all over you as much as possible because they're very aggressive, it's very hard to come back from a situation like that. It's very hard to keep yourselves all in check and go, okay, this is our strategy, this is how we're going to deal with everything there. They just weren't able to do that in the end.
True. Well, that was it for today. Find my co-caster at twitch.tv/setmygibs with a double B at the end. And follow us on Twitter as well, at justwilkinson1, Wilkinson1 for my co-caster.
What a Twitter name.
Yeah, you still have to change that. And at Cheever Gaming for
I
myself.
asked the guy who was like, alright, people like purposely went out and made like G Advanced Dota Twitter handles and then offered it to me. And then when I said, oh yeah, please, like, that I really appreciate that, they were like, haha, no. Like, really sarcastically. It's like, oh, thanks, guys. It was so nice.
Well, there's plenty of different ones to get. I think. Maybe. Only if you want to, actually. If you don't want
I mean, at this point, yeah, maybe. I'll try and harass them until they give me them. Maybe.
Yeah, do that. Tomorrow, there's no games for the EMC, Excellent Moscow Cup, but on Sunday, actually at the moment there's only one at 8 p.m. Meet Your Makers vs. Relax. One just got removed again, so quite some postpones happening. But tomorrow, no games for the Excellent Moscow Cup. I will be playing some matchmaking though with my sister actually earlier on in the day, so you should tune in for that. And yeah, that was it for us tonight. Have a great night, and go watch some Dota elsewhere, because there's plenty of Dota to watch at this point. So do that, and bye-bye.